Don't buy the reMarkable until you've seen this video. This is the Supernote A5X. It's a wonderful device. It's got a gorgeous feel and it's definitely met their tag point of elegant productivity. I love e-ink devices for being productive. I love the fact that you get that mix of the traditional pen and paper and those digital features. And I recommend this device. I think it's a wonderful device. Full disclosure though, Supernote did send this unit out for review, so it's really kind of them. Thank you very, very much for letting me try this out, because there's one thing that I do think about e-ink devices that the market needs to get sorted, and that is their cost. They're a wonderful device and I find them absolutely brilliant, but look at the cost of this and you need to weigh up whether you might be better off going with an iPad. It depends on your use case. For me though, the benefits of that e-ink screen that I'm going to go into, having less eye strain and the feel of using this wonderful stylus on this beautifully designed screen, it is worth that outlay. But consider before buying, is this the right thing for you? If after watching all this you think it is, then well, firstly let me know in the comments. But secondly, be confident that if you're somebody that likes writing things in notebooks, you will get on really, really well with an e-ink tablet. And this is an excellent example of that. I've got a first thoughts video on this where I've gone into a bit of detail and talked about some of the key features of this and the key differences between this and other devices. And I think actually one of the key differences between this is that Supernote themselves are listening so hard to their customers and thinking very carefully about what people want to do on devices like this. So for example, they've added Word documents and they've added a Kindle reader. So it's an Android tablet, but you haven't got access to all of the Google Play Store. But they have added those apps that people are wanting to see. And would I really edit a full Word document on this device? No, it's not going to be great for that. But what it is going to be good enough for is getting one started, maybe starting a bit of text that you're going to work up and publish later, or just editing through some text, adding a few keywords, deleting some bits, reviewing some documents. And that's a really useful thing. And also, one thing that I'm really pleasantly surprised to see is how good the handwriting recognition is. It's actually really, really reliable. And I don't have the world's neatest handwriting, as you can see. One thing I love about it is the way it handles notes and does titles within the notes, because you can actually write a bit of text and have it read that text and save that as a keyword in your note. And then those keywords are, well, they build out into a document tree and they're searchable throughout the entire device. You can also make headings. You can actually navigate throughout the pages in your notebook by going to those titles that you've set just by this quick access drop-down menu. I think that's fantastic actually. That is one of the best ways that I've seen to get around notebooks on e-ink tablets, on computer or on iPad. It's a fantastic thing. But that is one thing I really love about it, is actually just with a bit of care on this, you can write in such a way that it looks really, really good. It looks as good as a really nice ballpoint pen on paper. There aren't quite as many pen options as something like the reMarkable, and I think that's something that maybe in future iterations they can add. For example, you just get kind of fine liner which has one thickness, or a pen. But within that there's loads of different options, so different thicknesses and different scales of grey. And you also get a highlighter or a marker. The pen pressure works really, really well on here, but there isn't a tilt function. So you couldn't do the kind of shading that you can on the reMarkable, which is really nice. But for handwriting, you certainly don't miss that. I will look into drawing on this and do a bit more of a video drawing on the A5X. The pens for these are fantastic. And this is the Heart of Metal pen, which when I first heard that, I didn't really understand Heart of Metal. What were they really getting at? Is it like heavy metal pen or something like that? But actually it's really, really elegant and it just is so well weighted. It's a surprise, honestly. Every reviewer I've seen of these goes on about how good the pen is, and you kind of don't appreciate what they mean until you kind of put it in your hand, and it just feels like a really, really nice pen. It feels as nice as my Lamy Studio fountain pen. It's that level of quality of pen. I'm told, I hear that the standard pen is a really nice pen as well, but perhaps it's worth adding that little bit more and getting the premium pen. It does have quite a bit of customization, personalization, and I really like that. You can set your screensaver, you can upload your default templates and things like that. So there's loads of really good things like that. There are times when the software on it kind of reminds you that you're still buying an international product. You know, occasionally there's funny grammar in some of the instructions or the occasional Chinese symbol, but to be honest, it's really well thought out, and they've obviously done a lot of testing and improving of that software. The battery life is fantastic. I charged it at the start of this week. It's had 2 days and it's gone down 25%, and I've used it all day at work. So I think this should last a full week, and that's going to be what I expect now from an e-ink tablet, is to charge it once at the weekend. It syncs up with the cloud, and actually it syncs up by button press, so you have to tell it when to sync. And I think that's why the battery lasts so well. It isn't constantly speaking to the cloud, it's only using the Wi-Fi when you're asking it to. One thing I would improve on it is it doesn't have a screen share mode yet, because I think when I give that feedback to Supernote, they'll probably look into adding that. So it would be really nice if I could either use the USB-C output to maybe a HDMI, or indeed just share via a web app, so that I could display this on a screen. I'm a teacher, so I could display this on the screen either the front of my classroom or via a live web teaching. So the way in which you export documents, that will make sense. The cloud service is fine. There's a good app for Android and iOS and on the computer. All of these things are very good. There's a web app as well, and it's very easy to load documents onto it and take them off again. You just have to do it once and you've learnt it. It's great that you can start and edit Word documents on here. There's some transpose and different kind of commands that you can learn to edit Word documents on here. Really, I would see that more as being, you're just starting maybe a bit of text. Maybe you know you need to write something, write a letter or something like that. You can start it using the handwriting recognition and kind of write from your heart with this gorgeous pen on this lovely screen. It's a really nice feature. And just export that or download that via the web app onto your computer, format it as whatever output it needs to be, and then you've got a Word document that you started here on the tablet. The email is a little bit difficult to set up, and I think they should look into making that a bit more of a streamlined service, because you have to actually type in the IMAP and the STMP server. Now most modern devices will actually do all that for you, just with the username and password, so I think that can be improved in future updates. So the email could be really fantastically nice, like sending handwritten notes to each other. One thing I did as soon as I got this was to figure out the email and actually send Supernote a nice little thank you email, but it was handwritten by me on the device, and it looked really good. Elegant productivity is certainly correct with this device. I mean, this kind of faux leather folio is fantastic. They do have some different options, including loads of different colors and customizability. So they're really nice devices. It just feels like a lovely notepad. It feels like a really elegant notepad. I do love the handwriting. It actually feels like you're writing with a beautiful, beautifully sculpted, a beautifully designed pen. And this is the reason this has the potential to blow away the competition in this e-note market. At first it feels a bit funny on your palm as you write, but soon you just get absolutely used to it. It immediately though feels wonderful on the pen nib. One thing I do get is an occasional accidental press, because I can change page just by clicking one side of the tablet, and occasionally when I'm settling to write I accidentally move the page forward, so the palm recognition, or the palm rejection rather, isn't perfect yet. You can get this with the Lamy EMR marker, which is very nice, and it feels really good with that marker, but I would recommend sticking with the Supernote ceramic nib pens, because they feel great on the screen protector. It sounds strange to say it, but it actually gives you more control over your handwriting. The automatic sleep and wake up is fantastic with the case as well. It's very quick, very snappy. You can really get your thoughts down quick, and it'll always come back on whatever page you're on. I also really like the wee slider. You slide down the side here to get you into your latest note, or your latest document, or the mailbox, or anything you've set as your kind of quick access files or your recent files. It's a really nice way to get around, and I don't have any issue with the kind of ghosting on the screen, but if you slide up on that, it does a screen refresh. So I really like that, I mentioned at the top of the video, which is kind of building your own searchable table of contents as you go, just by using the title function or by saving it as a keyword. You can also leave a little star, and those stars are therefore searchable as well. But I wouldn't see why I would use that over using a title heading, which I can see my own handwriting and say, oh, I want to skip to that bit. It's great. So honestly, I think it's a fantastic device. If you are in the market for an e-ink tablet, if you're interested in spending that amount of money to give yourself that break from LCD screens, to be your note taker, to be your planner, this is a fantastic choice. I would really recommend this. Over lots of other things that I've tried, I would really recommend this. Definitely give it a look. The Things that I would improve on it, I would just have maybe a little bit more pen choice, actually, not in terms of the physical stylus, but the actual pen kind of, the brush tool, if you like, could just use some more options. It is that A5 size, which is great for being your personal notebook, but if you've tried a larger e-ink tablet, you might struggle to go back to this size. There is a smaller one, I hope in the future, and I'm pretty sure they will. Supernote will make different size options, and let's hope for color e-ink in Supernote as well, because this is one of the better products in this e-ink market right now. Great job, Supernote. Thanks once more for sending this out for review. I really like it, I really enjoy using it. Please let me know if you have questions, just pop them in the comments. And if there's anything else that you'd like to know about this, or any other device that you think I should be looking into, then please do give me a shout. And if you've got something you want to know from Supernote, or a question you have, or a suggestion you have for them, I think they'd love to hear from you.